Guys, you make it sound super easy, but so
It's been
honestly,
so easy.
yeah,
How do you get from the crowdfunding investment model to the guild community-based model? You actually do not greenlight films or projects that your members, the people who pay to subscribe and join your platform, they have to greenlight everything. Am I getting that correct?
Yes. The Angel Guild is a group of 1.5 million plus people
Wow.
who can vote on every single project that comes into Angel. Right now, there's I think over 50 films being voted on inside of Angel. They are voting on those, and if they veto them, we cannot take them. This is the only studio that has ever done this, where if the audience, specifically this core group called the Angel Guild, who have joined specifically for this purpose, if they say no, we can't take a film. I can't take a film as a chief content officer. Content in other companies is very different than what I do. My job is just to build the guild and make sure that the audience and the guild and the filmmakers are talking. My job is not to go in and be the seer of what's going to
And
work long
it's not a
term.
binary decision here. They get to vote and then they can give notes and then the filmmaker can take those notes, adapt and come back to the guild. Is that right?
Exactly. Yes. As a guild member, you get to give the filmmakers feedback, and you can see when the filmmakers have read your comments and they can comment back and ask questions of you. And then the filmmakers using it as a pool. Not all 1.5 million people vote on every single project. There's a statistical sample of the 1.5 million on each project. And then the filmmaker can say, I love this feedback. I'm going to go change it, and then resubmit their film and see if they can bring their score up. And this concept came because as Idaho Farm Boys, we had 3 TV stations.
So wait a minute. You're Idaho farmers who also have TV stations? That's the oddest.
We did
Idaho.
have 3. We did have 3, and we could get a 4th one if you took the wire antenna and hooked it to the TV and hung it up on the curtain. We could get PBS. And I could count the number of movies I watched in the theaters on my hands growing up. So as we got into this and we saw people starting to submit movies and TV shows to Angel, I had charged forward with Dry Bar Comedy, which is a huge TV series. It's got 6 billion views now. It's a big success. I'd done charged forward to help The Chosen get launched, and we did the first couple seasons of The Chosen. And I and Tuttle Twins, and I had success, but I was quickly seeing like I'm not going to be able to pick all the winners, and I can't even keep up with the number of movies that are being submitted to me. And maybe it's just I don't like watching that many movies in a week,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to be watching them all. And so as I was reading James Surowiecki's book, The Wisdom of Crowds, there was an aha moment for me where I was like, oh, we should be asking everybody that has invested, all these angel investors that have invested in Angel, we should be asking them which movies they want to see on Angel. So let's just submit. And so I took there's principles in the wisdom of crowds, and we've created what we call the wisdom of the guild. And we're basically taking that user method from the previous where we pick things we want to watch, we picking the product we want, and it turns out lots of other people want it. This is the user method at mass. And so the wisdom of the guild is you get a filmmaker to submit the entire film. You get 1.5 million people from 170 countries, is where the guild's located, and you sample them in a statistical way that's blind. They can't see what other people are voting, and you find out, do they like the movie? And what's come of this is that our Rotten Tomatoes scores on audience can never predict the critics. But the audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes, on average, we score around 93% on Rotten Tomatoes with audiences, which is almost 10 points higher than the next one, which is
Yeah,
Paramount
but
Plus.
you can't monetize Rotten Tomatoes. So what's happened is their hit rate is not just right on Rotten Tomatoes. Their hit rate is right at the box office.
Yes.
And I'm going to drop all these stats in my traditional infographic way on my Substack when we drop this episode. So you can go there and take a look at them. But over the last 3 years, over the last 2.5 years, 23, 24, and halfway through 25, you have the highest average box office release per film